This morning we are going to be talking about, in our masterclass, SMART goals with a twist. So for those of you who are joining in, my name is Carly Mayfield and I am a productivity coach. So what a productivity coach does is they work on how to make you more productive. And I am working mostly with entrepreneurial mums. So either mums who are already in small business or those who have a side hustle, hobby, or a dream who are wanting to lift it off the page. So thank you very much for joining in. I will get started. So today, SMART goals with a twist. The acronym of SMART for SMART goals has been around for a really long time. And it is an absolutely wonderful way to help you clarify your goals. But what I'm going to do, and I'm also doing this masterclass also via Zoom, and I will be putting that up on YouTube at the end because I do have some slides. And for those people who are a bit more of a visual learner and they feel that they can get more from just someone talking and they respond well to having a visual stimulus, go onto my YouTube channel and check out this masterclass with the slides. I find it, for me as a visual learner, it's a little bit easier that way. So let's get started. Just sharing the screen. Okay. All right, we'll move this here and do this one. All right. So for those people who are joining us live today, is anyone out there that already has a goal in mind that's either something to do with their personal life, professional life, mum life? If you have got something that you are wanting to work towards, just put it in the comments below so I can see in what direction you are wanting to move towards. So creating a SMART goal, we are trying to work on goals for entrepreneurial mums. The agenda today is to not only explain to you what my view on SMART goals is, but to also get you started on the journey for you to create and develop those SMART goals for yourself. Okay, so what are goals? Okay, thanks Robin for sharing. So what are goals? That's a really good question, sort of to get us in the conversation, get us in the headspace from whatever we were doing into what we're talking about today. So what are goals? If you have an idea of what it is, just put it in the comments below. So a goal is, why are you wanting to do this? When you have a goal in mind, why are you wanting to do this? Why is it important to you? Why are you doing it in this way? And how will it make you feel as you are working towards your goal? That's a really big one. How will you feel as you're working towards this goal? Will you feel pressure? Will you feel nervousness? Will you feel you require a lot of motivation? Will you feel joy? Will you feel excited? What will you feel as you're working towards your goal? Pardon me. And how will you feel when you reach it? And this is hard to know, but it gets us into that frame of mind of, once I get there and I achieve this, how will I feel? Will I feel success? Will I feel exhausted at trying to maintain whatever you have achieved? It could have a positive, it could have a negative sort of feel. Once you sort of start to think about all of the journey along and also once you reach it, or will you actually be satisfied at that point once you've reached that goal? Or is it a stepping stone to another step? All right, so Understanding the process and the reasons for a goal, it helps you to acknowledge what you really want. It helps you to really clarify your intention behind this goal. Because there are a lot of people who have come to me and explained things, and they've set goals, and it and they don't know why. They may feel like there's a pressure on them from external forces or society. Especially, there's been a lot of talk about body image. I need to look this way, so I need to go to a gym or do this or do that. And then once I get to this point, then I'm assuming I will be happy. But is by doing the gym, eating all these other sorts of things, is that the right pathway to really get to the root of the problem, which is, or the root of the goal, which is to feel loved and comfortable in your body? And this also applies to mum life. Mum guilt is a huge one. How do I relieve that? Well, first we need to sort of think about what's causing that pressure. So trying to set goals that don't align with your values, when you get to that end point, a lot of people will not feel success. If it's not in line with your values, it often leads you to feel unrewarded. Yes, you have achieved it, may feel shiny for a moment, but it can leave you feeling a little bit hollow and a bit disheartened. So that's why it's good, before you go put all this energy into setting these goals and doing this and this and this and doing heaps of work, think about, why am I going to be doing this goal? Because as a mum and as a business owner, or someone who is wanting to do or start up a business, setting a goal requires a lot of action if it's to be done. So we need to be very mindful of our time, because my passion is helping you manage your time. You're going to set a goal. That goal needs to have bang for buck. It needs to going to be giving you the joy, the success that you need, and drive you in that direction that you want. That also is in line with who you are and where you're wanting to go. So let's have a look at these SMART goals with a twist. So, has anyone set SMART goals before? Just give me a wave if you have set a SMART goal before. Some people have and some people haven't. It's something that it is very, very useful. However, I feel that there is for me, it's a renewed method that is really useful for mums especially, and also entrepreneurial mums. So a SMART goal, S stands for being specific. When you are having a goal, keeping in mind what it is, you need to find out and be specific about what you are wanting to do. The more detail you can do and create and visualize and hear and smell and feel and touch, think of all your senses, be specific. How are you going to feel, touch, taste, smell, hear? What will it be? That's what it means to be specific. M means measurable. So sometimes this can be hard, but how are you going to measure that you're moving forward? Some goals are a lot easier to have a measurable aspect to it. For example, it might be a monetary goal that you're trying to achieve in your business. I want to be achieving this amount of money and this amount of time. So that comes into another one. So measurable, this quantity of money, this quantity of sales, this whatever it may be. Some goals are a lot harder to be measurable in terms of looking at a value, but keep in mind, if it is something that might be a bit more intrinsic or a bit more internal, how you are feeling, maybe keeping a track of a record on a scale of how am I feeling today? Am I being a bit more consistent, feeling better, or tracking it that way? Accountable, A. S is for specific, M for measurable, A for accountable. And to me, this is one of my favorites, being accountable. When we talk accountability, a lot of us feel as if it's that drill sergeant coach who's going to stand over us, who is going to push us forward, who is going to make us feel little or pressured and uncomfortable. For me, accountability is your partner that you will celebrate with. I have done fitness challenges with a girlfriend of mine. We just set it up ourselves, and we had an accountability system going on. We would text each other when we've been to the gym or been to a dance class, because we both love to dance, and we would celebrate where we're at. And some days it would be, yeah, just stretch on the floor, and we'd give each other, high five or whatever online. It's having someone to celebrate as much as lift and be beside you. And that can be tricky sometimes, because when we are being accountable, we're trying to find someone who understands our goal and understands where we want to go to. So that's where I feel a lot of people feel uncomfortable reaching out to being to an accountability partner. And that's where my passion is. And I love to work with entrepreneurial mums to help them in this aspect, because that is my passion. I'm here to listen. So if you are doing a goal, try and find someone who you can be accountable or celebrate with along the journey, because you need to have those little celebrations along the way, because it is too hard to maintain it long term if you only celebrate at the end. So we've got S, M, A, R, and this is where I twist it. A lot of the SMART goals talk about R as being relevant. How is it relevant to you? And I think that's what we were talking about before, is getting in all of that understanding of why, the whys of why you're doing this. But R, I have changed to being reflective. So I'm assuming that we've been specific. We have got this great visualization of where we're going to go. I've got all of it in my head. I know I'm going to know how I'm going to measure success along the way. I've got an accountability partner who's going to share that success, share those measures with. On those moments where I am lacking, they will help lift. And then we come to reflective. And this is something that is really useful for mums. When we are a mum, stuff happens. Stuff drives us off course. It could be a sick child. It could be going through teething. It could be whatever it is. Often in mum life and even in business life, there are things that will throw us off course. And I've just had, a month ago, a month where my kids were completely unwell, between them, the next child, then myself. And all of a sudden, the goals that I had, they had to shift. And this is where we be reflective. Instead of driving forward hard all the time, it is okay. Give permission to yourself to stop, to reflect, be present. What is in my life at the moment? What is my capacity at the moment? It may mean step back. Let's go a little bit slower. Maybe I need to sidestep. You don't quit on your goals. You reflect. How can I move forward in this goal with being respectful of how I am, what I am at the moment? And when I am through this phase, when I'm at the other side, I can reflect again, and it might be that time to charge. There is an analogy that I read where they said life is like a tree growing through the seasons. There is spring. There is a time for a tree to bloom and blossom and grow. It is its most fruitful moment. Then there is summer, autumn, winter, where we are spring. And so you've got the seasons. This is me having mum brain, forgetting the order of the seasons. I've just been speaking to people in America, so it's all a bit back to front. So think about, there is the blossoming of spring. There is also summer for us in Australia, where it's time to just relax because it's hot, it's exhausting. Then you've got the winter where dormant, nothing happens. But in those moments of nothing happening in your life, it doesn't mean that you aren't moving forward. What it means is that you are recuperating. It is just as important as a mum and as a business owner or an aspiring business owner and an entrepreneur for you to nourish yourself. It is so important for you to be reflective and be honest with where you are at this point in time and have absolutely no judgment around it. You are where you are, and if you have hit spring, you drive. If you are in winter and you are dormant, then be there. Nourish yourself. Get that health. In winter, the roots are still growing down. They are spreading. They are still growing. You may not see it at the top, but we need to take those moments of nourishing ourselves when we need to. Otherwise, this is where we lead to burnout, overwhelm, and all of a sudden we throw these goals completely out the window because we've driven so hard that we've run ourselves down completely, either emotionally, physically, inspirationally. It can be too much. Being present, being reflective, and being honest, and thinking about where you are in a season of a tree, acknowledge that, and then shift, pivot where you need to be to what is right for the season that you're in. So the next one is timely. So you do have to have a end time. This can be, as we reflect, this time may adjust. It may come a little bit closer. It may be a bit longer. It gives us an idea of, is this a short-term goal? Is this a mid-term or a long-term goal? We need to have that time date to help us understand the urgency of this goal. Is it super urgent, needs to be done, or is it something that I will work towards over time? And not everything needs to be urgent. Some things can be a little bit more long-term. So basically, a SMART goal is looking at and finding out the who are you doing this with, what are you doing, the where you're doing it, when, how, and how long. So that's the who with, what, where, when, how, and how long. So I look forward to working with entrepreneurial mums and other mums out there who are dreaming big. They may be feeling stuck in between their mum life, their personal life, and business life. That's my passion, sitting and helping you through that middle part. My goal is to help you manage time, to help you become productive, to become more efficient in your mum life, and that can flow on into your business life, to become effective, to have consistency in your life, which is a big thing for business, but also for children. Children thrive on consistency, and that can be a flow-on effect to allowing you to be more productive. Also, my goal is to help you get those big outcomes that you want. It's all different for all of us. Our SMART goals will look different depending on where you are at what point in time. And it is my passion to be working with other women who are aspiring to lift their plans off the page. So thank you very much for those people who have stayed with me through to the end of this masterclass. I really do appreciate this time, as I know that it is the most precious resource that you have. So what I would like to do is learn more about where you are at and what are your struggles. What is this vision? Like, if I asked you what your SMART goal was, do you have that vision? Do you know how to be specific in where you want to go and with your goal? I would love to be working with you through and getting these plans off the page. So as a thank you to those who have stayed with me through to this masterclass end, I'm offering those a 30-minute discovery chat, a free discovery chat, to help explore more of where you want to go. I want to be working with mums who have these dreams, who may be feeling blocked. They may feel like their life is in a mess. They may feel like that they are alone. They may feel like that they have lost themselves along the way. They may feel like that they know that they are wanting to go somewhere, but not sure where and how to go in terms of their business and mum life. So this is my passion. If you would like to have a 30-minute discussion free as a thank you for staying to the end of the masterclass, comment in the below or DM me for that free consultation, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you once again for taking time to nourish yourself, and thank you for joining me to help share with my passion. Have a lovely day, everyone, and enjoy your SMART goals. Ciao.